In today's video, we're going to talk about how to deal with being overwhelmed if you're a highly sensitive person. Being overwhelmed can be a constant state of experience for us who are highly sensitive if we don't know how to manage this. And the things that I want to share with you today are definitely techniques that I have developed ever since I discovered I was a highly sensitive person. And it really is a lifestyle change that you want to make. Now, because of how we are put together and because of how our brains function and our nervous system functions, it is very easy for us to become overwhelmed because we take in so much information, and the way in which we process this then causes us to be overwhelmed because we're looking at so many things at the same time, and we are aware of the subtleties around us that other people don't even notice. So it's easy for us to become overwhelmed, and it's so important that we learn how to deal with this constant influx of information. If this is the first time that you are watching one of my videos, my name is Tertia and welcome to my channel. I help highly sensitive people and empaths find their place in the world, and on this channel I make videos about spirituality and energy healing. I also talk about the law of attraction. So in this video I want to share with you 5 things that you can do, the 5 keys that I have implemented in my life. It's the strategies that I also teach to my clients of how you can learn to be less overwhelmed with everything that's going on around you in the world. So the first thing on my list is to accept that you are a highly sensitive person, and then to learn everything you can about your trait in order to empower yourself. For many years, I didn't know that I was a highly sensitive person, and I measured myself and my behaviors and my reactions to what I saw the majority of people in the world and in my life did. And I thought that there was something wrong with me because I respond differently to them, or I think differently about things. And so I tried to be like other people. I tried to be like the 80% of the world, because, you know, as highly sensitives, we only make up about 20% of the population, which is not many people. So you can think that the whole world, the way that everything has been designed is really geared and catered towards people who don't really have a higher level of sensitivity or a very sensitive nervous system like us. When I finally discovered that I was a highly sensitive person, I was so grateful that finally, you know, I could be true to myself and really realize that there wasn't anything wrong with me. This is just the way that I've been built, and if I learned how to embrace this, and if I empowered myself with knowledge, it would allow me to completely change my life around and become more stronger in this gift of sensitivity. And this is what I've done, and this is now what I'm teaching my clients to do as well. The next thing that I want to talk about is decisions. Now, making decisions can be very overwhelming for us, because highly sensitive people have an incredible depth of processing. And what this means is that we think deeply and very intensely about stuff, but we can also get stuck in overanalyzing, in overthinking. It is a good idea to develop some skills to make better decisions. And one of the things that you can do is to learn to, or rather to develop the awareness when you are going into analyzing or overthinking mode. So the moment that you realize that you are going down the rabbit hole is to put the brakes on yourself and actually take a step back. And just doing that is already going to support you to feel less overwhelmed when it comes to making decisions, for example. So see that you are going down the rabbit hole, then take a step back. And something which I find very, very necessary for all highly sensitive people and empaths to do is to learn how to ground yourself, because we spend a lot of time in our head, we spend a lot of time up here, and we actually need to ground ourselves into the earth, to connect into our bodies, to feel more safe and secure, and to reduce that feeling of overwhelm. It's also going to give you more clarity when you are grounded. So I'll put a few links for you in the description below around grounding. I also have a grounding meditation that you might want to try out. And really then the idea with grounding is you becoming present in your body. It gives you the clarity, and now you can consciously and on purpose and with intention make a decision or think about this thing that needs to be decided on. One thing that I've noticed about becoming overwhelmed is that it has the tendency to creep up on us. So typically how that looks in my life is I'll go through a stage where I feel that I've got everything pretty much under control and I'm taking good care of my needs and I'm feeling good and I'm, you know, on top of the world. And then I kind of let my self-care slip as I become busier and I start putting the priorities of other people above mine. I start taking care of everyone and everything around me, and in the process I let my own boundaries slip, and then before I know it I'm a mess and I just want to cry and I feel like I can't function and I can't cope, and this is usually too late. So what I've learned to do is to preempt this inevitable overwhelm breakdown that I'm going to experience because I've dropped my boundaries and I've stopped taking care of my needs by having a regular time out. This time out can really look like anything. If you need to go for a nap, take a nap, or read a few chapters in a book, or sit and have a nice cup of tea, go for a walk, go for a drive, but be by yourself and really try and shut down your mind from all external thoughts and influences, and forget about your to-do list, put your cell phone away, put your laptop away, and really spend some quality time with yourself where you don't need to do anything. And that is going to help you just soothe your nervous system. It's so important for us to learn ways to soothe our nervous system. So we want to be like an elastic rubber band that can move in and out, but you cannot stretch yourself to breaking point. And time out is going to allow you to have that flexibility for longer and to be more effective and deal better with preempting becoming overwhelmed, if that makes any sense at all. All right, the next point on my list that I want to talk about is to disconnect. Now again, I can only use myself here as an example, where because of the nature of my work, I have a home office, so I am my own boss, so I basically regulate my own hours and I make these videos, and people from all over the world watch these videos, which means that people comment at all time of day on these videos. And what had happened to me was I found that I was getting so involved with the apps on my cell phone. So I was spending a lot of time online. And what I noticed is that I became more irritable and I started feeling very stressed, and I really started feeling overwhelmed, and like there were too many things going on in my life. There were too many things happening and I couldn't find my place in there. So if this is something that you experience, I promise you it's going to be beneficial for you to cut down your time that you spend online. Do like a 30-day app detox, where you take off the apps on your phone that you inevitably go to and that is taking up a lot of your mental energy. I know for me it's one of the biggest things that I can do to kind of slow myself down and get myself grounded again. And this then leads me into the final tip that I have for you, which is about grounding / meditating. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you were probably waiting for me to talk about meditation, right? Meditation is so important for us as highly sensitive people. Meditation is like the one free tool that can completely secure you and change the way that you experience the world. It is incredible. There are many different types of meditation that you can use or that you can try out, and one size doesn't fit all when it comes to meditating. So my suggestion would be for you to listen and experiment with different types of meditation techniques if you don't have a regular meditation practice yet. But it is going to make such a difference in your life, and I can promise you that. So go online, try out different meditations. I'll also link to some meditations in the description below, some of my guided meditations and visualizations that you can try. So the meditations that I prefer, the ones that I found really helps me as a highly sensitive person, are the meditations where I'm balancing my chakras, so I'm clearing and healing my energy body. I really find those very beneficial. I find them very grounding. So I really like to work with my energy in my or during my meditation practice. So that's something that, you know, if you listen to nothing else, the two things that I want you to take away from this video is to learn what you can about being a highly sensitive person so that you can empower yourself with that knowledge, and then to develop a meditation practice, start a meditation practice, because it is going to be so beneficial to you when it comes to, you know, dealing with the overwhelm and soothing the nervous system. It's all about managing that nervous system when you're a highly sensitive person. Now, the sixth tip isn't really included in the list of tips, but it's something that I want to bring to your attention anyway, and that is that if you are really finding that you are struggling with dealing with your highly sensitive nature, then you can book a session with me. I work especially with highly sensitive people and empaths. Take a look at my website. I'll put a link to the booking page below. You can book a single session with me. Okay, so here are my tips then for you. I hope that you find them helpful, and if you did, then two things, please. Like this video so that I can see that you have enjoyed it, and then also share it with someone who you think it's going to help. And then actually one more thing, if you haven't subscribed yet, then please go on and subscribe, either if you are new or if you've been following me for a while and you still haven't subscribed, then go on and do this. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.